Celebrating their centennial, we're joined today by the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated to speak a little bit about their MPHC Homecoming Step Show win. Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you. Appreciate
wow,
it.
so thank you,
nice
Fran. Chris, nice to have you guys on the show.
Definitely.
All right, so let's jump right into it. You guys won. You have the trophy.
Right.
You guys have the crown. And this is just awesome. So tell us a little bit about your fraternity and the roots.
We could just start with the three principles. We definitely big on community service, but our three principles is brotherhood, scholarship, and service. And we definitely like doing a lot of community service around the Dover community and around Del State as well. Like in about 15 minutes, we're about to have a nice cookout, you know, after homecoming cookout, free for anybody. So just a little bit about us. That's what we're big on.
So this is awesome. Okay, so jumping right into it, before we get to the excitement, like always, the Step Show is one of the first premier events to sell out, and this year was no different. As soon as it was available to the students as well as outsiders and to your fraternity members, they went ahead and immediately attacked it. So how was that preparation leading up for such an important and pivotal part in homecoming for you guys?
Well, I'll start off by saying it was one of the most hard-working things that I've ever been a part of in my life.
Wow.
Like, from the late night practices from 7 to 11, and then we had, based on our old head discretion, we had to start practicing at 6 in the morning from 6 to 8. And by then we was already told from our old heads that, hey, Gamma Epsilon wins when they have morning practices. So that's when me and the other members of our team, we got serious and decided that, hey, we got to do morning practices. So that's what it takes.
How was it for you?
I mean,
Okay, hold on, Chris. I'm sorry to cut you off. Okay, so for all of our viewers who don't know, tell me what an old head is.
It's just the older member, at least got 5 years on you in a fraternity.
Okay, so 5 years or more, you're old head. So you guys aren't old head yet.
Oh no.
Okay.
We knew
babies in the game.
We still knew.
Okay, so how was that preparation for you? Do you agree with Fran, or was that experience a little bit different?
No, I agree with him. Just the preparation was harsh, but for me, I dealt with a homecoming preparation before, dancing with Hen and Vanity my freshman year, so I knew that the work ethic was going to have to, be brought up notch. So it was definitely like the 6 a.m. practices, the two-a-days. I got hurt a couple times with the stunts on my wrist, doing all these different type of flips. So I mean, it was a lot, but I just know that if we just was going to practice if we was going to perform how we practiced, that we was going to do good. Win or lose, it was going to be a good show, and it definitely was a good show.
So a lot of people mainly focus, and I think that's what any performance, they see the ending result. So they see you guys strolling and everything so organized as far as the transformations, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And for some of your members that might not be in the forefront as far as strolling goes, what were some of the other parts that went into this big masterpiece to putting on a production that you did do?
I would say I know two of our old heads that was coaching us the whole time. One of our best parts of the show was the partition when we did the tributes for the sororities, and that's when we had to hold up the big sheet. And in practice, they were just wondering how they were going to hold it up, so they were building it. So behind stage, they were just getting it ready so you can get that big shadow effect. That was just the key to the tribute. We didn't know if the sheet was going to break apart, if it was going to be supportive. So they just kind of winged it and held up strong. And you kind of see Fran head at the top because he's so tall. But he kind of ducked down a little bit, and the effect was perfect.
Like the night of the show, like our coach EA, who was the one that helped create everything along with our brother Charles, he had told me that the sheet would actually be dangling on stage, so I would have to kind of kneel down in order to do the tribute for the sorority I was doing. So that was a little tricky at first, but then by the time we got on stage, everything felt normal, just like another practice.
Definitely.
And that secret weapon really came into handy, clearly. So I want to get a little bit more intimate with this background. And so for years, the Kappas, they did an excellent job once again in the step show, but they normally steal the crown. And so how was that for you guys preparing that pre-preparation, were you confident? Were there rumors? I know that it was very intense, as well as the other fraternities.
Right.
But you know, not having the alphas, not having the Q. So a lot of the main focus on campus was the sigmas and the kappas.
Right.
And so what was that like on the inside working? Did you work harder, or was it more relaxed?
Actually, I can say we worked harder because this was everybody's first step show that was actually in the show.
Wow.
I can't say for the Kappas if I know some of them actually have some experience of being in step shows, but everybody that performed in this step show for us, this was their first time and first time on stage. Really, so they just, I mean, just the nerves and the anticipation that was building up, we knew we had to bring it. So I know coming from that perspective, it was definitely like, oh yeah, we definitely got to work harder. It's our first time, and the nerves, not having that experience was there too. So I would say that we definitely, you know, had to bring it this time because we know that they had experience versus what we had in the past.
Was there any negativity, or was it anything that you guys were a little bit skeptical about, or you didn't know if it would work, or was it the fear of maybe having similar ideas? Was it any a down point at any part of this?
Not really.
I wouldn't, honestly.
I know a lot of people got confused. They thought that we kind of maybe stole their idea from last year. I just want to get it clear that we were werewolves.
Okay.
We were werewolves. They were zombies. Yes, the costumes, you know, werewolves, zombies, blood, ripped shirts, blah, blah, blah. But the themes were definitely different. So werewolves because our animal to our theme for being a sigma are wolves. And so that's where that comes from, and it was basically like every 100 years the wolf in us comes out, called the sigma cabra. So that's, you know, is the background of our transformation. So I just wanted to clear the Ed that we didn't have the same theme from last year, because a lot of people thought we painted faces like them and all that, but it was definitely, you know, new for us.
So now that you guys are the reigning champs, and I'm not really sure of the history of if you guys have ever won or if this is the first time that you guys have won. So what's next as far as you guys? Are you prepping for next year already, or is there another nationals, or is there different competitions that you compete in? What's next?
I mean, so far, we definitely were offered to perform 2 different step shows.
Yeah.
Wow, already?
One was for the University of Delaware, but unfortunately we had missed it,
we missed
2 days after the
Right.
fact of their show.
Wow.
And another one we're still in the talks on working with. So definitely we got a lot to build on momentum wise, and we're just trying to build off everything and take it one step at a time.
Definitely.
Thank you guys so much. The campus is so proud of you. I know that your fraternity is really rooting for you, and I wish you guys the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fran. Sorry, Fran and Chris.
That's okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Congratulations to the Sigma, and
Thank you.
look forward to what they have next year.